Good day, traders. This is Rich for some price action on April 16, 2020. It is currently 11:43 a.m. Taking a few trades today, but I'm just going to make this a short video today. I'm going to cut off because I only took one trade in the first 30 minutes, and I'm proud of that because I wasn't really seeing what I wanted to see. And the one trade I did take was pretty awesome. However, I didn't take fully advantage of it, which is something I need to work on. And then I'll discuss what I did later on the same stock because it's after the fact and the chart isn't really set up yet. But that doesn't matter. So right now I'm looking at 2 minute on the CODX, and the THMO is like that APDN yesterday. It would have worked this time, but I was just staying away from it. Yesterday, I took a trade on the breakout of the high, 2 minute high, and today on this particular stock, it did work out pretty well. You could have taken a gap and go type of thing, or just kind of thrust up. Once it does, it just breaks new highs and break at the pre-market high and continues on. So pretty good trade if you took it, but you had to be really quick. I mean, this thing was whipping around like crazy. I'm back and forth all over the place when I'm reading this. I'm just watching it like, oh, it's going in my favor, and I missed the trade once again. Well, that happens. I mean, I just was avoiding it. The one thing I did do today was I'm going to trade gap plays, but I'm going to take off 100 shares. So I dropped down to a 200 shares instead of playing around 300 or 400 shares. Of course, depending on the price of the stocks, but usually they average around $6 to $12. So it's CODX was gapping up, and this is the trade I really wanted. I keep going back to this EDNT. It was another gapping play, but it didn't really have the momentum that I was looking for. So I kept going back to CODX, and that's the one I took it on. And you will see as this lines up here, EDNT, I was looking for the break of this candle here, this 2 minute candle, and it just doesn't do it. It just completely falters. So I move on. I said, okay, I'm looking at hitting new lows, and decided let's look at something that's actually worth trading. This time being a lot more patient. Here's that THMO that did work, and it fell all the way back down and then popped back up. And then I'm still looking at this EDNT. Whatever. So here's CODX. I realize it's coming in quick. I jump in because it's break of the first 2 minute candles. And as you can see, I popped in. Got to fill it around 1018. You can see my little dashes on the 1018 price. And it sits for a couple seconds, or a couple minutes, I should say. But I'm watching the prints, and things look good. It's hanging around 1920, 1920, 15. But I'm not too worried about that one because it's small. But you can see the time and sales as well as the level 2 producing some 17s and 20s. So I'm pretty comfortable with that's in between where I got in. Obviously, you like it to launch right away, but I had the option to, get out of it, but the bids were coming in, and the asks were getting hit pretty hard. You can see the 19s getting hit, the 18s, 17s, 18s. It's showing 15, but it's not even getting hit. It's getting hit on the higher end of the ask. The 19s, 15s I'm getting touched right now. 17, 16 at the lowest. There's a 15. But so I'm comfortable with this right now because it is hitting the higher side of the ask, not hitting 19 so much. So I'm waiting for that to really start getting hit. Once the 19s get hit, then we're going to pop pretty good. You'll see how this happens right now. There's a seller at 20. Here we go. We got the 20 on the ask. So this is where the action starts to happen. This is one of those trades where you wish you had 100,000 shares, and there's not much pain. There's a couple minutes of pain, which was like $3 or $10. And once it makes its move, this is where I need to work on. You can watch it happen. I put my first limit in here at 39, and that comes out quick. So that's money in the bank. I put another one up at I think it was 49. I forgot. But just a good thrusting move. We've got a nice time and sales going right now. Pretty great trade. So I'm confident right now. But then all of a sudden, I realized it's starting to slow and pull back a bit. So I canceled the order. and get my foot on the pedal for the flatten button. Now watch the time and sales here. If I see it go below 30, it's when I decide I'm gonna bounce out. And I saw the 1025s come through. I'm like, dang it. So I bounced out. But the thing is, I wasn't thinking straight. I got in at 1018. I could have given this a few more moves, a few more seconds, and that's where I'm already out of the trade and start looking for something else. But I'll come back to it in a couple seconds. But that was the trade of the day. I made out with a small amount, but 1018 entry, 1039 first, and 1027 second. I did trade it later on. Let's see if I can get back to a CODX chart before. I took a bounce play on CODX where it came down through the hole number 11, and I put a bid in at 1087 and actually only went down to like 1086 at the time, and I sold it at 1096 and 1094. I could have held on a little bit longer, and it got up to like 1120. So those plays are working out pretty good. I really like those. They're easier to get in. They might not move as much as a top breakout play, but they are pretty sweet. So here I am just looking at some other plays, and nothing's really showing itself. Here's CODX. It's kind of staying. I'm happy with my sale, but at this time, because it didn't break up to new highs, but it eventually gets over 1150, I believe. So I missed out on a whole point. That pretty much sums it up. Apple has not hit the 288 since this morning where I sold the other day, so I'm comfortable with that. But the markets are turning up pretty good here, and I think Apple could break out above 288. I just don't think Apple's the play right now. I mean, yeah, they're floated with cash, but if you think about it, people aren't going to drop $1,200 on a cell phone like they would have a year ago. Now, they came out with this new $399 phone, but it takes 3 of those to be sold to equal 1 of the other. So if everyone gets on these $399 phones, they better make another deal come in later on so that people can upgrade to the $1,200 phones. So, I mean, Apple's flush with cash. I'm not worried about it. If it goes to 320, I'm fine. But if it goes back to 220, I'll buy in there. I'm comfortable with where I sold it, and it's all good. So this is Rich with some price action. You guys have a great day. And we'll be back tomorrow, hopefully, for some more trades. Have a good one.